Yeah. So as we try to reestablish this draft, I'd say when we do get in, Cade, get rid of assassins.
I'm just so happy that the amount of maybes that we have in the game, that even the players are like, you're gonna have a huge surprise. We're not even gonna show you the draft. We're gonna go into the game first, and then everyone will be just like, wow, maybe.
Comedy.
Maybe it's good. Maybe it's bad. It's comedy.
Oh, but there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get straight into the game instantly here for the final game of the Group of Death here for Cade. They have the Esmeralda, Matilda, Yisun, Shin, Lunox, and Selena. For the side of onic PH, they've drafted for the Popo and Koopa. Rafaela now with the Farsa. Going in with the Amon in the jungle position, and also Larsky using that Uranus.
Oh! I'm surprised. Honestly, did not expect to see the Uranus out. And this was one hero I was hoping that will pull through, and that is the Esmeralda. But we must acknowledge as well, on the side of Cade right now, there is a comfort hero, a notorious hero on one of their star players, and that's Luis on his trademark, Luis Nox.
Luis on his Lunox right
Yeah,
there.
no, legit. Like, there are stories told of this Lunox in MPL Brazil wherein teams would just ban it out straight up, like, don't give it to Luis.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Let's see what he can do on that Lunox right now. As so far, he is able to actually farm up really, really well, but it's going to be Prime chunked really to half HP right there. onic now still with the pressure in the early stages. This is what Amon wants to do as well. Using all the pressure from that the side lanes create to get a snowball going, to get maybe some kills.
Different kind of aim on this time around from onic PH. We last saw them play this in the mid lane. Hatred shouting out our previous M2 champions in Brenny Sports. Now it's being played in the jungle. Dilarsky gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, Larsky in a bit of a pickle right now, still able to get away. Now gets his ultimate, so the consecration is ready. It's going to be really hard to get a kill onto Larsky, and that's exactly what he knows. He knows the power spike. He is already going to go to cut the wave here with Amon also playing in that bottom side. It's going to be extremely safe, but wait a minute. onic, they're looking to push every single wave now with the bottom side camped already. It's going to be the Feather Airstrike coming in. Prime forced to back away, and Amon has just been chunking that turtle down. So it's safe to say that the turtle will be taken uncontested for the side of the onic Philippine team.
In another slew of averting expectations, you would like to think I would build up the Filipino team. But right now, it looks like Cade understands the dynamics. And I think a lot of that is on the back of Prime, who in his day was once a top global #1 Selena player. So this is a very, very serious lineup that Cade brought.
It is a serious lineup. They're not holding anything back right now. They are going to go for their comfort picks, for their favorite picks right here, because there's nothing to lose at this point. You win, you go to the upper brackets. You lose, it's over. You go to the lower brackets. The chances, the double chance that you would have in the playoffs will be taken away from you, and that's the way they've been playing as well. They've been very proactive on the map, and that's where we're going to have to see Mikey going in, instantly just taken down. Miscommunication coming, but it's going to be Luis actually jumping in with the Order of the Chaos, still able to dish out some damage, but Kyrie jumps in back again to try to get a pick up. So far, 1-for-0 for the side of onic PH.
Too soon for Luis Didi to try that, but Lafel.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at the draft from onic Philippines, and what they should really do is pressure the side lane. They have a Popo Koopa, they have a Rafaela, there's a lot of sustain there, but they also have the Farsa to really push everyone out of the way. So I want to see onic Philippines to be really aggressive on those lanes, especially when they have when we look at K, they have a lot of scaling heroes. They have the Esmeralda, they have the Yisun Shin, they have the Lunox. If onic Philippines doesn't put on the gas right now, if they don't turn on turbo, it could spell trouble.
It could spell trouble, man. Oh, Abyssal Arrow is going to whiff right there. Prime using Abyssal Arrows, but it's going to be Kyrie rotating to the mid lane, trying to get a cheeky gang inside. Goes back invisible, and that's going to be Beloyski flickering in front with the Holy Baptism, only connecting onto Mikey. It is the roamer. So far, Cade are still okay. Kyrie just being such a nuisance here, using that invisibility, utilizing it perfectly in this game so far.
Yep, he's able to use it to bully away the opposing jungler. So there is an interesting relationship here between Kyrie and King. Yes, King has the superior vision, but Kyrie can bully him out. He can weave in and out of these traps set in by the Selena, set in by the Mountain Shocker. There is advanced vision on the side of Keed, but I guess onic Philippines, the reason why they're owning the map so much is because they're making their rotations count. And look at this switcheroo. Marky has already moved down to the bottom lane. He's already finished up with the tier 1 up top, and Luis couldn't even answer back.
Absolutely, Kyrie already now going in again. The setup is just really, really nice. onic Philippines with the banana split once again, splitting up the map, getting the pressure on that bottom side, and instantly just capitalizing on that. Further airstrike now comes in, only to poke the members from the side of Cade. And right now, with just one kill, they have been able to get a lot of gold. But actually, Kyrie jumps in for some damage onto Takashi. Not going to be able to get that pick off just yet, as both teams are still playing it really, really passively, playing it for the objectives. Popo and Koopa has been chunking that bottom side turret.
Love the call that Baloyski or whoever said, Marky, get out of there, there's 4 on the way, but he still fights back.
Yeah, he's not scared at all, man. That is what the Popo and Koopa is for here, Lapel, as the items have popped up.
Yeah, right now we're looking at Marky. He is, I would say, on the way towards that Blade of Despair. It's going to be a very big item because the damage coming from Biden Koopa is going to be crazy. But Kyrie as well, he's already finished his Feather of Heaven. He's pretty okay to fight, but I'm really looking at onic Philippines right now at the bottom lane. This might be the time they want to turn up the speed.
Takashi now caught in a bad situation, still able to run away right now, using the Purify to get away. But on the other side, Blarski is also caught in a little bit of a pickle, but still has that consecration, still has that flicker. onic Philippines, though, this is what they like to do. The banana split is coming in once again here, getting the second tier turret in the 6th minute of the game.
I was about to say, there's so much that onic PH is working with, and one of the main proprietors, one of the main reasons why is because of the CEO, Delarski up top. He's always been trying to get the attention of Cade, and finally, they bite and they get something, but at what cost? I'm guessing mid lane turret here.
Yeah, they're leaving the Selena in the mid lane. She doesn't have any wave clear whatsoever, and that's going to be onic Philippines taking the trade, going in for that mid lane turret. It surely is going to be much, much worth it. And there you go, another turret to set up for the next turtle. onic Philippines, they're just so good at splitting up the map, playing with the pressure, and setting up for objectives. This is onic at their best.
Right now, looking at this game, there's not a lot of deaths, but there's a lot of activities going on. This shows the level of gameplay that they have. Very, very high gameplay. Not looking for kills, objectives.
Oh, but wait a minute, Turtle, that's going to be slain right there from the side of Cade. Able to run away for now, but Mikey's going to get sniped by the Feather Airstrike. 1 for the price of the Turtle. Cade is able to finally get the first, now the second objective of the game.
This is still home to these two teams. I honestly have seen a game where Cade was sitting at like 15 minutes and the score was 2-3. Same I can say for onic Philippines. I may have casted that game as well, wherein they beat a team and the scoreline was at what, 16 minutes? Same, about 2-3. So these two teams, they know this playstyle very well. They understand what it means to isolate certain members, get out of team fights with just the skin of your hair. And right now, that's what Mikey is doing for Cade, that guiding wind. That's what Baloyski is doing with that Rafaela using the holy healing. So this is exactly the nature of the beast. This is the kind of environment that these two teams have built for themselves using this draft.
Yeah, onic Philippines' draft right here, they're really good at actually picking off targets as well with the Amon and also just the Farsa to burst in, right? So actually, the Yisun Shin coming in from Cade, really, really smart choice. Going in for the Mountain Chakra, opening up the map, but this is going to be the Abyssal Arrow actually connecting onto Marky. Look at that. It's going to be everyone following it up, but the stun comes in and the Feather Airstrike will be enough to take Luis down. Marky will be able to pick up the kill. It's going to be Mikey jumping in. The Falling Simon will be able to connect onto 3, but there's no follow-up. King has just joined the fight, and that's 3 members taken now with nothing on the board for Cade.
King joining the fight, that's the M2 logo. Today we are to the top, and they just toppled 1 by 1, 3 for none, all the way straight into Tier 2. Even Tier 2 mid is in trouble now, so I'm surprised that onic PH did try to save up and get more resources in their jungle. But LaFell, break down what happened here.
This is what it looks like when you have a 3k gold lead. Look at the damage from the Farsa. Farsa is standing in behind, but more importantly, Marky with that Popol and Koopa. Once he has that Blade of Despair, the damage coming from both of that heroes. Again, Koopa is also a hero. Let's not forget about the beasts over there. They are very strong. The burst damage is very, very high. And onic Philippines, they have full control of the map.
4-turret lead right now for the side of onic Philippines. That will mean that they will have pressure onto both of the side lanes right now. Even in mid lane, they're going to win in pressure everywhere across the map. Only the 2 inhibitor turrets left in those side lanes, and there you have it. With the pressure, insane setup, there's nothing Cade can do. What they need to do right now is scale up, but do they have that much time?
Can I just say how happy I am that Popolin Kupa is finally a marksman? He's being treated like the marksman that he indeed is. For the longest time in his pro career, this little boy and his wolf has been used as a tank or even a support hero. But now, in the hands of Marky, it's lethal.
It is lethal again. Larsky, he gets engaged on, but he has the consecration and the flicker. It's not even a threat to him at this point of the game. And that's again onic Philippines just using their lead very intelligently, getting every single objective on the board. And notice this, they haven't even used the Lord. It's still marching down that top side. Now with the Feather Airstrike used up, it's gonna be the Mountain Chakra still taking a little bit of health from the side of Hatred right now. So we'll see what happens here because Farsa won't have the Feather Airstrike. Takashi goes in for Falling Time Wound, gets stunned up by Marky right there, as Abyssal Arrow will be able to connect, but only onto the Roamer. The defense is very, very good for the side of Cade, but it buys them a little bit more time. But onic Philippines just so good with the siege. They use everything as a distraction to set up for more. And right now, as of this moment, 10-minute item check.
Right now, the items are there, but I do have to say, this is the most interesting game of chess that I have ever seen. Both of these players are playing 1 or 2 steps ahead, especially onic Philippines.
Absolutely, but there you go. It's going to be another fight right now. It's going to be Takashi actually trying to look for a desperate engage. Instantly, onic Philippines, they know what they're here to do. They didn't want to overcommit into anything, and that was just Cade missing out on the engage.
The fact is they don't need to overcommit. The only really one who's putting his nose where it doesn't belong is Dilarsky, the CEO. He's checking for what he might be able to invest in, and right now it looks like a team fight.
It is a team fight, but the airstrike has been popped once again. It deals some damage onto the backside. It's going to be onic Philippines picking up first blood in this team fight, but we'll have to see what happens next. The turret will go down, and onic Philippines, they have the lead. They're going to go in all the way, and that's going to be the ball of damage coming in to silence Luis. And that is a 2-for-0 with the inhibitor turrets as well. onic Philippines are looking scary now, man.
Currently, Dilarsky, the CEO, is investing in a hostile takeover. They're using tooth and nail everything they got, their whole kit to be able to take down turrets and heroes. And there's only 3 defenders left on the side of Cade.
Three defenders left from the side of Cade. Kyrie jumps in for some damage, able to get one more down, but it is going to be the base picked up. They are going to the upper brackets. Philippines, you have a representative. Again, both of the Filipino teams have made it qualified to the upper brackets.
After this, we're going to look at numbers because, again, this is a chess match. Not a lot of kills. A lot of rotation is going on. And the thing is, we did talk about it. onic Philippines, they have to pick up the pace. They need to force Cade to follow their own way of playing. And Cade looks like, we don't know what to do.